What's going on, guys? I'm finally putting up my Flash spoiler review. I've been watching other spoiler reviews and kind of dissecting everyone else's reviews to see, you know what, everyone's been thinking about it, and it seemed pretty level-headed here. And we all know this movie was stuck in development for a very long time, many years, and it went through tons of rewrites. And I think, personally, a lot of this affected the film's performance. You had too many ideas smashed together, and it made the film an uneven mess. And because of The Flash having so many different writers doing all these different rewrites, the film didn't have a good narrative because it didn't have a cohesive story to go off of because of all the rewrites. Like, there's a scene in the film where the Flash has like this watch and he's reading the calories on his watch, and that's never brought up again. It's a great idea. I really liked the idea, and it could have done something for the story later on. It could have brought up some suspense. The Flash is very fast. He's burning calories. He's quick. He's always hungry. They showed him being hungry a few times, but the watch never comes up again. I kind of had an issue with that. Ben Affleck's Batman did a great job. I had no problem with him, even though his time was short. He fit well with what he did and what he was given. My problem with it is they made Batman look stupid by saying that being Batman doesn't solve any crimes, and if he really wanted to stop crimes, he would give all his money away. I don't know why that was written in there. He donates to charities all the time, so I don't know how that got in the script, but it did. And it's something I fault the film on. They made Batman look dumb and said, hey, if you give your money away, you can solve more crimes. If you weren't being Batman, there would be less crime. And as I said in my other review, The Flash, I hated it when he was learning his powers in the apartment. When he froze and he went, and then he went through the floor. I hated all of it. I get why he was annoying, but they just took it too far. He was too annoying, too often, too much. They could have really toned that down, because there's even a scene in the film where Barry, the older Barry, told the younger Barry, hey, you're immature, you're really annoying. And there's like this moment of characterization where he could go through the thought process and then be like, wow, I didn't realize that, and change it, but instead he just continues to be annoying. One of my bigger problems was the very ending when Supergirl fights Zod. I liked Supergirl. I like Zod. I thought Michael Shannon did great with the little he had, same with Supergirl. And I do like that she gets really mad and is screaming the whole time they're fighting. She wants to attack him for what he did to Calle, and this scene could have been really intense, because you got the Mega Titans fighting each other. But instead, we James Gunn it and force music into it as if this is Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know why the script implied that there needs to be a joke every couple pages and there has to be music in this scene. It was ruined. I didn't like the music being in that scene. I thought it ruined the tone, and I thought it ruined the intensity that they built up to by having this dumb rock song in the scene. It's like you got this rock music playing and she's like punching him in the face. I'm just like, oh, you ruined it. As I said, I didn't mind Supergirl, but I thought she was very cliche as a character. She wasn't really fleshed out. She wasn't thought out well. I feel like she's just kind of thrown in there to add something to the movie, to get more butts in the seats. Think about her character. She shows up. She's like, no, I'm not going to help you, Flash. Then she flies off, sees Zod kill a few people, and then he sees her. She flies back 5 minutes later and says, you know what, actually, Flash, I'm going to help you fight Zod. It's like she just 180s and changes her mind. She's been rewriting this movie for 4 years. That's what she came up with. You know, I'm not a professional writer, but I probably could have thought something a little more fleshed out than that. I just think for the amount of time they've had to rework this script, that was a very lazy and very rushed decision. Another thing that I was seeing a lot of people complain about was the CGI. Now, I know the director did come out during a press tour and say that it's meant to look like that. That's fine, but here's my problem. If you're gonna make the CGI look bad, you should have implied to the audience why it looks the way it did. I could have gotten behind it. Like in the beginning when the Flash's visors go in front of his eyes. I could have gotten behind that if they explained to us, hey, this is what it looks like through his vision. But when the director just randomly mentions this, that it looks bad on a $300 million movie during a press tour, I'm not going to buy it. Warner Brothers already put $300 million in this movie. They probably did not want to spend more money to make that look better. I'm confused why it doesn't look better for being around $300 million in the first place. It looks like crap for that kind of budget. And I don't believe the director did it on purpose. It wasn't intentional. I think it looks bad because it looked bad. They've had plenty of time to fix it. The movie's been in limbo for like 4 years. Now, things that I liked about this movie are obviously Michael Keaton's Batman. I loved how when he would look around, everyone kind of made fun of him in the old Tim Burton movie where he couldn't turn his head, so he would do stuff like this when he'd look up. And they kept that, and I did like that his head still didn't have mobility. I liked his fight with the Russians, and I did like they kind of mixed two comic book ideas together, the Red Sun and then the Flashpoint in Russia. You know, it's a longer story, but I did like that they mixed those, and I loved his one fight scene in it. My problem is I wanted to see that again, and they could have done it again. They had plenty of opportunities, but you just get that one little 30-second fast, cool action scene of Michael Keaton kicking some ass, and it never happens again. He ends up fighting a Super Titan in the end, but all he was really doing was throwing stuff on his back, so I didn't really count that as a fight. I wanted to see more hand-to-hand combat with him, and they could have possibly done it, but they didn't. I did like that Michael Keaton's Batman died as well. I think when he was on the Mega Titan's back with the grappling hook and he was just putting bombs all over him, and then he took Batman and threw him down on the ground so hard it killed him, because Batman's very old. Michael Keaton's version of Batman is very, very old. So him dying from that impact was a great touch. And we've never seen a live-action Batman die before. So it was nice to finally see one die. It just wasn't as fitting and emotionally impacting as I wanted it to be. But it finally happened, and I was happy about that. Wonder Woman's cameo worked well for where it was placed. The cameos were great. I'm sure that you've seen the movie now. You see the Nicolas Cage cameo in that, because previously Nicolas Cage was going to play Superman, but that whole movie got canceled. So it was cool to see it. I just thought a lot of the cameos, 85% of them were Superman cameos. There was a lot, you know, you had the Christopher Reeves and Supergirl and Superwoman. On the Nicolas Cage one, George Clooney showed up in the end for a cameo. And the George Clooney thing was the secret ending. See, the screening I saw, when he put his feet on the ground, it cut. The version that I saw the second time that's to the public, it finished the scene. It's just basically George Clooney getting out of the car, and Barry's like, oh, I'm in the wrong universe. He ended up going to the wrong universe on accident, which I did like. One of the strongest moments this movie had was definitely the scene with Barry and his mom at the grocery store. It was very heartfelt. It was very well written. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was perfect the way it was. I think that was one of the best parts of the entire movie. It was a very good way of closing Barry's story with his mom in the past and fixing everything. He's basically killing his mom. The decision he's doing is going to kill her, and that would be really hard to swallow. That scene was very good. I thought this movie was okay. I didn't hate it, but I did not love it. It's right in the middle for me. And I want you to think about one thing for me. Take out Michael Keaton's Batman. Same movie, Michael Keaton's gone. Would you still love it? Would you have liked this movie as much? I don't think so. I think this movie was held together very tightly, and it did not break apart like glass because of Michael Keaton. However, I do think if Christian Bale's Batman was in it instead of Michael Keaton's Batman, this movie would have made more money in the box office and a lot more people would have liked it. I would have been probably a little biased and liked it more, but I'm pretty strong on how I felt about it. I know there's a lot of people that love it, and that's totally fine. If you liked it, great. At least you didn't wait all those years and you're disappointed like me. I'm the fool here. So therefore, this movie for me was very mediocre. Did not hate it, did not love it. It was okay. I'm going to grade The Flash a C. Well, that's my Flash spoiler review, guys. I thank you for tuning in. Sorry that the review is late. I wanted a little more information to get out there before I made the review. So I got another review coming up, and the next one I'm going to be doing is going to probably be the best movie of the year. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Hit the subscribe button, hit a like on the video because it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and it helps out my channel a ton. Hit the subscribe button so you can see me on that Mission Impossible review. I will have that up as soon as I can. I am so excited for that movie. I know that movie is going to be good, so I'm excited to talk about it. And I'll catch you movie fans on my next review. Thanks for watching.